Hey guys, Nathan here with Arkansas Armory. About a year ago, I had a guy come into the shop and he was working on a new product. It was a local Arkansas guy, and what he was doing is making a new product that they call Targetize. And what it is designed to do is to be a sensor that goes on the front of any of your pistols in order to give you feedback on how any kind of shooting things that you need to work on. So if you're over gripping the pistol, or if you're yanking the trigger, if you're anticipating recoil, those sorts of things, the sensor would be able to detect those behaviors and then give you some feedback on things that you can do in order to improve your shooting. And so we let him use the range. I don't think we charged anything to let him try it on different pistols and all of our different rental guns and that sort of thing. Well, he came back in the shop last week and said, hey, we just want to thank you. The product has now been out at the NRA show here in 2017, and it's getting a lot of feedback, and we just want to give you one of the sensors to thank us for letting him use the range in order to work on this product. And so he did. He brought me the Targetize thing. I think they're retailing for about 150, 160 bucks, somewhere in there. I haven't looked at the prices. But what it does is you've got a sensor that will mount on the bottom of any pistol, and you pair it with an application that you get for your iPhone or Android, and it detects what motion that you have whenever you go to shoot the pistol. I got to play with one of the early prototype models, and it was really pretty good. Now, whenever you stabilize a handgun, it can detect that you've stabilized the handgun and you're ready to shoot. And then I think it pairs with a microphone on your smartphone that's laying there, and a sensor on the gun itself to know when recoil is taking place. It tracks those shots from shot to shot, and then gives you feedback on, hey, what are you doing on your pistol? So it could really be useful for someone that's just trying to improve their shooting ability, or for a coach that's trying to look at a student and figure out what exactly they're doing wrong, or to be able to show them what they're doing wrong through some real-time feedback on a smartphone or an iPad that's laying right there with them. So kind of a neat thing. Let's tear into it and see what we have.
We have got, looks like, our charging cable it comes with, and that is the sensor. That's cool. It's pretty neat. I guess that's my instructions down there. I'll set this down for now just to see what else is in there. Yeah, that just must be how our instruction pamphlet is, telling us how to put it on the pistol and other industry notices. Got it. We'll come back to that. But what I like is this. That's our sensor right there. There's not a whole lot to it. It's kind of small, and sure doesn't weigh much. Just a little more than an ounce, maybe, I would guess. And then this is kind of cool. It comes with a nice Targetize little zip-up case to keep it in, so you can throw that in your gun bag and be easy to find. And then I guess your little mesh that you've got here, so that you can probably tuck your charging cable in there and it would fit up underneath that mesh pretty nicely. That's kind of cool. I like it. I think they've done good. Oh, cool. Look at that thing, man. It's making some kind of a light across there. I guess that's telling me that it's charged up. That's pretty slick. I guess I'm a sucker for flashing lights. Well, cool. I'm ready to check this thing out a little more. All right, so I've got the Targetize sensor out of the box, and I've got a Glock 19 here that I just grabbed out of the rental case. It's an empty pistol. There's nothing in the chamber. It's empty. So let's put this thing on there and show you how it works. I have already kind of paired it up with the application. Of course, I've downloaded the application from online. It's got a little button here that I don't read the instructions, but apparently it's used to pair it. I hit that button and it was able to kind of see where my sensor's at, and it's literally where the start button is at. It just says, pair sensors, and you can put it on there. So it's pretty easy. It simply slides onto the front of a 19 there, and I'll kind of line it up with the holes, and we can just take that thing and put it right in there like that. Oh, there it goes. the sensor is really lightweight. It says about an ounce, and I think that's probably accurate. It seems really lightweight, and that's what we end up looking like with the end of the handgun. I can't tell any significant difference at all in weight based on the sensor there. It seems just fine. So once we've got it there, it knows somehow whenever you go to actually stabilize the gun to shoot. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this with over the camera. It knows that whenever you've stabilized to shoot, and then will detect any further motion from there. That's the application that you can see over here on the left, and this has got a different menu where you can set up your profile. That's not my date of birth. It's just a random one that puts in there, and I'll update that later. But I am right-handed and right-eye dominant. I am a dude, so I guess it throws that in there for some reason. It's got an emergency contact information in there, so you can set that up with I think I put my wife Angie's contact information in there. So if you want to, there's an SOS button and it'll send her a text message if I hit that button for some reason at the range. And then it's got an academy that I guess will show you, what your shots have been doing, kind of your history, how that all works. There's all kinds of different, menu settings and things that I guess will populate as we get it out there and start using it a little more. There's that SOS button up there I was telling you about. And it looks at your stability, grouping, and precision. And it's going to track all that stuff for you internally just internally to the iPad to know what your history is. So let's load this thing up and take it out on the range and see what it's doing. So I've got the Targetize out here on the range on this Glock 19 in 10 rounds. Let's start a session just to see what kind of feedback it is. And I've got it still set on that intermediate setting. I don't know if that's the right setting for me or not, but that's where I'm going to start out. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to hit the start button here on this. And just wait for my first shot. 10 rounds. Shots. Gonna add a grass go down my back, which is always fun. But it looks like it's gonna give me feedback. I'm gonna hit done, and I don't have a clue how I shot, but that's pretty neat. How it shows you that stuff, and I guess you can zoom in on your shots, get closer or further away. And it's telling you kind of how, and that looks about, let's run it back here and look at the grouping actually on the paper. And everything is a little bit to the left. I was kind of shooting here at this B, light on there. And that's kind of what that's showing. That's really fun. Neat. So, it's got the date in there and kind of the time that I was shooting. And able to help me kind of track some of that stuff. It's giving me some stability of 8, groupings 9, precision of 9. So they're all 10 rounds in that B. I wasn't shooting my best, but it's still kind of neat feedback and a way to kind of track that. I wonder, it's not going to tell me anything there. History. Set a 10, score 86. Back to that again. So I guess I can send information to people, is what that is. Mail it to people, put it on Facebook or something, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to get out here and mess with it a little bit more. Let's see that. Huh. Oh, okay, it's just telling me what's going on with that. I think it must give you some indication as to what. I thought it would give me some kind of more comments. I'm gonna have to mess with it a little bit more, but there's somehow it's able to Oh, see, my stability is really bad there. That's probably that lowest round I shot. I wonder. Let me try it another 10 rounds or so, just to see if I can maybe spread it out a little bit more. Maybe up it to expert setting. Try that out. So I think I'm going to go ahead and change it to advanced and see if it's maybe a little bit more sensitive with that. And we'll try. Sorry, there's some noise in the range. Other folks are shooting, but let's go ahead and maybe start another session. This time with the advanced and just. Done. I felt like I was wobbling around in that quite a bit. I don't know how good these turned out, but yeah, stability is a little low there again. That actually felt like I kind of dipped and I caught myself on that third shot. Let me see if I can get some stuff going where I'm not trying to be as careful. 5 shots or so. Try that. Let's try that. This is 5 rounds. So that seemed to kind of do it. I just started yanking the trigger just for the heck of it to try to get us different statistics. And even still, yeah, see where those rounds went. More yanking the trigger, really trying to kind of move the gun, not real stable. So, yeah, I mean, picking up on that sort of thing for sure. And, you know, like the shots that are low and to the left, you'll see that on my target, you know, things like that. It's picking those up, you know, off to the left as well, which is pretty, you know, pretty close. Kind of neat, kind of a neat sensor. I'm looking forward to kind of spinning some more and see what becomes of it. Well, I'm going to have to spend a little bit more time with the Targetize sensor, but I'm kind of liking it. It's a fun addition to some of your shooting stuff. You know, I mean, it's a gadget, and who doesn't like gadgets? It works with my iPad, works with my iPhone, which is kind of cool. Like, you're always going to have your phone with you at least whenever you go shooting, and it works with that together. Free app with that. So even at, you know, 150, 160 bucks, whatever these things end up retailing for, I haven't taken a look. I think it's pretty neat, and I'm definitely going to spend some more time with it. I'll take it home, get it charged up, and probably start using it whenever I go shoot, just to see what kind of data I can gather and maybe glean some information out of there, what I need to maybe work on a little bit as a shooter. I'm also going to use it in classes. I'd be real interested to see like how some folks that are taking our handgun 101 class or coming to our concealed handgun class, if they're wanting some feedback on how they're shooting, or if I've got somebody that's maybe yanking the trigger to the left a little bit too much, and so they can actually see where those shots are going. That might be kind of useful feedback. I've got to figure out how to make it replay those shots so that they can actually see the movement of the gun right before it goes off, so that maybe that can help them visualize a little bit about where the muzzle's going. I noticed it whenever I looked at the recording, like you can see the line trace right before the round goes off, and that's cool. I just haven't figured out how to replay that yet on the app. I'm also told that the app will allow for dry fire feedback here in a month or so. That's going to be like one of the first free updates that they put out, is how to get the sensor working for dry firing. So that will make it a little more useful whenever we're just, you know, sitting around the house and need to work on some dry fire practice. So overall, kind of cool. Targetize, it's got Arkansas connections, which is always cool for us. I really appreciate them
getting out there and giving us one of these for free. You know, I think they appreciated being able to use the range, but I didn't expect anything for it. And he walked in the other day and just said, "Hey man, we want you to have one." I thought, how cool. And so I definitely wanted to put a video out to highlight them. So give it a shot. We should be able to order them. I think our distributors have them. So if you want one, let us know. We'll probably start stocking a few as well, just to see how they do. Guys, thanks a bunch. Again, this is Nathan with Arkansas Armory. If we can ever be of assistance to you, just let us know. Thanks.